Florian Rotberg, founder and managing director of Invidis Consulting, was the face of the 20th anniversary of Digital Signage Summit 2026 in Munich. It was not only an anniversary conference, but also a symbolic summary of 2 decades of development of the entire digital signage industry. This is the exclusive interview with Florian Rotberg gave to Mariusz Orzechowski for channel AVIT.
Florian,
Mariusz.
nice to meet you during the Digital Signage Summit 2026, 20 years anniversary.
Yes, that's a long time.
A long time, big story. So why digital signage? Why you decided 20 years ago to go to this industry?
That's a good question. I was working for an IT company, and that was exactly the time 20 years ago where IT was changing from hardware to solutions. And our company got acquired by private equity, and so we decided to do something ourselves. And so it was 4 of us. So I decided, okay, let's do something else. Let's look at what are the future solutions, and one of them was digital signage. We had three others, and after a year we decided to focus solely on signage, because that was exactly the time when flat panels became available and when the world was changing, because screens became commodity everywhere.
Okay, so it was the idea also to future business. Yeah, you felt that the industry can grow up. Yeah.
Mariusz, I was hoping. You're never sure. I mean, you have been with NEC and Sharp for more than that. So but it was an exciting time, right? I mean, flat panels were great, and we were talking about full HD, which was the coolest thing on earth, right? And was a different time, but it was great to have flat panels, and they open up a completely new world. And that was something we didn't have before.
True. You are with this industry 20 years, yeah? So what is your private definition of Florian? What is digital signage?
Digital signage are screens and public spaces which can impact in a positive way. It can either generate experiences or can impact customer journeys, can suggest, can support, can inform. It's pretty cool stuff, and the coolest thing is it's very different to small screens like mobile phones, because they're not individual. You can really create something much larger, and they work. And in many vertical markets, they've become business critical.
20 years ago, if you come back with your memory, of course, we never know what will be the future. Yeah, but what was at that time your imagination? In which direction this business will go?
Oh, I had no clue it would go so international. To be honest, it was never my intent. We were just helping, few large enterprise customers to better understand, what digital signage can do. We helped them with tenders. That's how it all started. And then it was very difficult to get information from. And then we said, okay, let's be the spider in the net. Let's do a little blog. Let's do an event, get people together. And that's so it grew. I never the first idea that it would be so global and such a big thing.
But you were a pioneer of this, yeah. Frankly speaking, so I think
a pioneer, yes, but I was one of the first ones.
But first one, who really took this let's say topic and spend some time to investigate it, promote it, educate it.
But Mariusz, the thing which from day one we always said, we need to be independent. We need to be real journalists. I'm not a proper journalist, but my team, and we always said, we want to make sure it's not paid for content. It's something, people want to learn out there, how it works, and they want to hear the truth. And that's what we do for 20 years. And that's also the secret of DSS, of our Digital Signage Summit, because you cannot pay to play. You cannot participate, you cannot buy a speaking slot, you cannot pay for a panel. We choose, everyone is handpicked, because we believe this person has something to say. And that's the reason we also have so many panels, because we can also manage them. If they start doing too much marketing, right, we can stop them a little bit and manage them. So, but that's the core of what we do.
Oh, it's great. Your first project, a digital signage project that you saw and you remember that it was some impression for you that say, wow, it is nice. A long time ago, that really was something that you didn't expect that it should be in this way. It cannot be also the big one, maybe something small even.
Well, at the time projects were small, right? I mean, and there was a lot of projection at that time, and LED was almost impossible to see, right? I mean, that was way before LED. So it was more I think one of the first ones which I really like, where you like, at airports, flight information displays and QSR. So, menu boards, because this was one of the first categories where signage was established, and it really made a difference for the business owners. Informing passengers, where to go. You cannot operate an airport without screens anymore. And the same with QSR, that was very impactful. My favorite story at that time maybe was that, that at lunchtime, when it got really busy at this one QSR chain, they reduced the number of items, menu items, so the kitchen could be more efficient, because they had only 3 or 4 choices, not 10 choices. And that was really cool, because you couldn't see it as it was a benefit for the operator, but you couldn't really see it. The customer was always happy, and he could still order his favorite burger, even if it wasn't on the menu board, right? But just by showing less menu items, right, having a higher throughput and getting more efficiency, I really like that.
And then let's look for the 20 years. Yeah, you ask also Mike his favorite, let's say, project. What is your favorite project, 1 or 2? Yeah, during all these 20 years. Yeah, maybe coming back closer to our times. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's difficult. I have so many. In today's world, I have many
you
cool
saw
projects.
Thousands.
That's true. I travel a lot, so I see a lot. And the most important thing is, I only like a project, or I can only like it when I see it myself. Because the biggest difference of signage is you need to understand the context. You need to understand the environment. You need to understand the space, the screens, or the LED or so its position, because it's very relevant. On a mobile phone, it doesn't matter. The mindset is always the same. You just look at the screen, regardless if you're in an airport, if you're in a train, or at home on your sofa. That's always the same experience. But with signage, that's exactly different. It's the context that matters. How fast are people passing by? Is it dwell time? What are the people doing? What's their mindset? And so, obviously, some of my favorites are the big ones, which are really have impactful. So I currently spend a lot of time in Korea and Seoul, and it's fascinating to see how many screens they're rolling out, and the quality and how they're integrated in architecture. For me, it's always important the screens need to be part of the architecture, part of the building, part of the space. It shouldn't be just like icing on the cake added to the end. That was 20 years ago was the biggest problem. An architect built a store, and then we need some screens, so they put them wherever there was space. But that wasn't impactful. So in today's world, the better they're integrated, that's the better the effect there. So that's what I usually like. So yes,
name one.
The bigger one. Name one. Well, my favorite currently probably is the social tree in Delhi. That's pretty cool, because it's a huge investment, and there's 4 sides. It's it's forced perspective. It's pretty cool, and something where people come to take a photo, a selfie in front of the same thing. So that's what I think Piccadilly Circus started, and Ocean did a great job in also promoting that. They said, it's not only how many people pass by, but if you're really iconic, then people will take a selfie in front of the screen and then share that on social, so you get an added value to it. So that's probably what I like most currently.
Okay. You as invidis, also you personally, you are taking inspiring, as you said, spider, many numbers, many figures. You are talking with many people. So which sector of digital signage today is the most important, and which is the fastest growing currently?
Well,
is it retail or something else?
For many years has been retail. It's still retail, which is pretty depending on the country and the technology, but it's pretty much 50% of the market. Also depends a little bit what you include to retail, right? Gas stations, everything. But in general, it's 50% of the market. The fastest growing in 2025 was enterprise communication, because retail is struggling a little bit. Less stores. The newer stores have more screens, but now if you just look at the numbers, so it's enterprise communication which was the fastest growing last year, or at least was one where, when we look at who were the winners of last year, most of them were active in enterprise communication.
During these 2 days of conference, we talk about also future. Yeah, the name of this conference is Next Gen Digital Signage. Yeah, what does it mean for you, this next gen? Yeah,
the next generation of signage is very different. We had at the past 2 days we had 2 topics we really focused on. One was AI. Well, obviously everything is AI in today's world, but the second one was orchestration. And what we see is that the role of signage is changing. It's not convincing customers anymore if they want signage or not. That's an easy one. They need it. That's a simple one. But who is managing? And it's not the signage CMS necessarily. It could be also other platform. Could be an ERP system. Could be Oracle or SAP, where the main data comes from. Because signage today is data driven. And so the CMS, the digital signage CMS, either you can feed the information through the CMS, or there are other systems where you get the information from. At the end of the day, the only thing matters, that you have real-time data, and that's as impactful as possible with the content. So that's what we see. So next-gen signage is for us, what will digital signage look like in 3 to 5 years? And that was the motto of the CS conference.
So we have future in front of us, for digital signage.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, I wish you also the best, invidis, and also next conferences next year, because it is already announced, it will be next year. Michael said it today. So congratulations for 20 years and all the best.
Thank you, Mariusz. Thank you.
Thank you.